Hello everyone and welcome to Stamping Together. Look at this beautiful card I made. Isn't that wonderful? Right there. The Apple Blossom dies and the Apple Harvest stamp set are what I'm working with this week, and they're so simple to work with. The dies are beautiful. As you can see, I've used the flowers a lot. I've used actually every single flower, every single leaf. I used the little stick on this one. And no apple, okay, on this one. So let's go ahead and start to put this together. Let me move this aside. And so I used the scallop contour dies right here. And then this piece is basic white, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. It fits into the striped embossing folder perfectly right here. It fits in there perfectly. Okay, so I embossed it with that. And then I cut out a circle here of vellum, and this is with the stylish shape dies. It's the largest circle. It has a little stitching around the edge. And for the inside, the scallop contour, and then the largest scallop contour for the outside. So pretty. And the base is Sahara Sand 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4. Let's go ahead and stamp the center, the inside of the card. I'm out of envelopes, so we won't be stamping an envelope this evening. I'm going to use Floaty Flamingo and Mossy Meadow. What an odd combination, but it's a good pink and green to use, right? Right up here, thanks for your kindness. I always need thank you cards, just like that. And then our little, what I'm calling like the broken trellis. I don't know what to call this, but I think it's really cool. Right here, that's in Mossy Meadow. And then our little flower hanging on the trellis in Floaty Flamingo. Okay, let me move all that aside. And this, let's go ahead and put this on the inside of the card while we're working, okay? Right here. And let's take this part because we have some embossing to do. Now here's this. This way then that'll be completed, right? That's so pretty. I love using those scallop contour dies. I use them all the time, as you can tell. Okay, now I'm going to take this one, the largest one, and I'm going to go ahead and add this piece right here. And again, it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, embossed with the stripe embossing folder. Out of the perfect pairs, this was the only set that I really wanted, was the apple. And I was happy to have it. I wasn't going to get it because of the apples. I love the apples. I love the stamp set, the Apple Harvest. But I wasn't going to get it because it didn't have any dies, and there was no way I was fussy cutting. Okay, now this piece of vellum, I've flipped it over. And I'm just going to take 2 glue dots. I'm using these glue dots from Paper Pumpkin because they're small and flat for this project. And I'm just going to attach this right here. You're not even going to be able to see it. It can come off the page just a little bit. But like I said, you're not even going to see it, those little glue dots. Now right here, I'm going to attach another one on my stick. And you don't really need much because I'll show you what's going to happen is our flowers are really going to hold this down. But I'm just trying to get some of these pieces and parts out of the way. I'm going to stick this right there, right about there, okay? Not really all the way to the bottom, okay? Now, let's go ahead and emboss. So it has this wonderful shape right here for the sentiment. I'm going to use my embossing buddy right here, okay? Get the static off, and some Versamark, and I'm going to use the sentiment, the greatest gift is a good friend. I think that's so sweet. I've been using this one a lot on all my cards. I'm going to stamp it right up here, just like that. Now that Versamark is like it's invisible, right? But we're going to make this come alive. And now we're going to take some white embossing powder. If you're wondering where I get these little containers, they're actually crayon containers. I get them at Walmart. And then the little spoons are ice cream spoons. And now I'm going to put my embossing powder on there. I'm going to give it another coat just to make sure. Just to be doubly sure on that. It's really going to come out nice. Kind of flick that off a little bit. There we go. That looks great. All right, let's close this up. Not to make an enormous mess, right? Put this out of the way. And now I'm going to get my heat tool and I'm going to warm that up. Get it just a little bit warm. Whew. Have to get the little roller, right? Get everything off of there. That's what takes everything off of there, is like a lint roller, a little sticky lint roller. So I'm just going to melt this. You'll see it melt. It will become very shiny. It's almost looks like shiny white paint. So you can see it happening right there. I just take my time with it. No need to rush at all, right? Let me make sure I'm looking. It looks all melted to me. I'm just going to go over it one more time. Great. Actually, you know, you want to make sure that you don't heat it up too much, because you can actually melt the paper. I'm going to bring in the mini. Or not melt the paper, I'm sorry. Melt the embossing into the paper. You can actually catch the paper on fire, though, I do believe. That thing really gets hot. I love this sentiment die because it has the pretty little ends and it's stitched. It's like it's got everything. Not to mention I love the sentiment. So here's that. I have been a busy little beaver today. Today, I think this is my 4th video today. I have everything timed through YouTube. They are alternative paper pumpkin cards that I'm launching for the week. My other daughter is going to come over tomorrow with the baby. Tomorrow evening. He cracks me up. He has a hole in his blanket. And he knows that I'm crafty. I have to fix it. It has to be me. So he's bringing his blanket over tomorrow night. We're going to have pizza. And I'm fixing his blanket. So I'm just going to put 3 of these little side pieces of the dimensionals on here. I didn't get one of these guys out of here. Come out. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to move that to the side and get this off of here. Good. Okay. Now let's see where we're at. Okay, where we're at is let's color a flower. So I have a piece of scrap paper here. I have my flower in white. I have a little piece of the flower for the inside in petal pink. And I've already die cut out the stems. So this is what I did to put this part of the card together. I took my sponge dauber in the Floaty Flamingo, and I started in the middle, and I just kind of worked my way out, just so that I have darker color in the middle, and then just like that. That's it. That's all I did. Easy peasy. You can put, let me just use a glue dot so I don't have to wait for the glue to dry. I'm going to put a glue dot, or you could use some Tombow or whatever adhesive that you like. And now I'm going to pick this center up, and I'm going to put this, let me scooch over here. There we go. I'm going to put this right here in the center, just like that. Okay. It's going to stick on that. Ah, my glue dot went off with my little back. Now I've got 2 of them here, right? That's funny. Okay, here's the glue dot on my finger. Maybe it would have been easier to use the Tombow, right? That's funny. Okay, let's get this part right here and cover that glue dot up. Okay, now I've got another one here on my finger That's funny. And I'm going to put it on the large leaf. These leaves are cut out with Mossy Meadow. And let's see. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to put the little leaf on top of the big one. And then I'm going to get another glue dot and put that right here. Pick that off. And then put this right here on that flower. And that's what I did with all of these flowers. And then I put a dimensional, a full-size dimensional on the back by the leaves, holding these two leaves together, okay? All right, so now I have 4 of those ready. Let's go ahead and finish our pretty card front. Let me move this piece of paper out of the way. And so here's the front, and it almost looks spooky, doesn't it? So right now I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment. Look how nice that came out embossed in white on the Sahara sand. I'm going to put that across the top, right here, just like that. Then I'm going to start just to decorate my circle. And I'm going to make sure that my dimensionals are out here, okay? Because really what's going on is the flower is holding down the vellum and the stick, okay? So the flower is actually holding that down. So I'm going to put this one in here. Let's put some leaves going out that way. And then this one in the center. And see, that's why that stick only needed the one little piece of a glue dot, because it's really what's going on top of it that's holding it down. Isn't that pretty? But now we're not done, because let's go ahead and put this on here with dimensionals. Pull these off and put this on the front of our card. How pretty. So while I'm finishing this card up and putting some pearls on here, I just wanted to address the issue of Stampin' Up! Sending out all of their emails about who's, you know, not met their quota. Now guys, you know me, I need a glue dot right here. I'm all about happy crafting. It's been a very difficult year for everyone, okay? And if you drop off, maybe at some other time when you want to come back, you'll think about me if I'm still here. And there, that held that down nicely. You know, I just keep going. That's all I can say. Yeah, I keep doing my classes. I just keep going. And now we're going to add some pearls. But yeah, if you guys, you know, if you can't make a quota of $300 of crafting supplies while gas is still over $3 a gallon. I know things have come down, but it's still over $3 a gallon. Each flower is going to get a pearl. And, you know, groceries, everything. Just everything, okay? You will not. Usually I send out a little email and say, hey, you know, if you'd like to, you know, stay, you lack whatever, you know, to meet your quota, whatever. I will not do that this time. I've always been about happy crafting, and you should never ever, I want to cover that glue dot with a pearl right there, and you should never ever ever feel pressured, let's move that one over there, into doing any type of crafting, especially from me. I would never do that. So whoever stays, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And whoever has to leave, I totally get it, guys, okay, right? I get it. I get the whole thing. Believe you me, okay? You know, and maybe when you get, you know, when you're away from it for a while, if you miss it, you'll come back. So, but that's all that I have to say about that. I'm not, like I said, it's all about happy crafting. I've always been all about never pressuring anybody to spend money. You do what you can. Do happy crafting. You'll always see my videos on YouTube as long as I keep going. And yeah. And we can get together that way too. And Sunday nights on my lives on Facebook. So, you know, that's all this is the only time I'm going to address it. I'm just not even. You guys have to do what is best for your life. And I really appreciate all of your support through the years. And I hope that if you do decide to come back to Stampin' Up, that you'll look me up. I appreciate it. Well, this is our card for this week in Stamping Together. Isn't that pretty? And I hope that you'll duplicate it. No apples at all. Just some pretty pink blossoms. I just love them. All right, guys, happy crafting. I hope you'll duplicate this card.